What does it take to serve 350 people fresh grilled tacos in just 30 minutes? Today, we're firing up the Grilla outdoor kitchen, seasoning some boneless chicken thighs and turning them into taco deliciousness. I'm David Gafford, and here at the Barbecue Lab, you're probably used to seeing us review your favorite outdoor cooking gear, but we also put that gear to use to serve our local community. We're at our local church tonight cooking for the youth group of around 300 teenagers and another 50 adult volunteers to manage that chaos. We're making Honey Cholula Chicken Tacos, which is my go-to chicken taco recipe when I'm feeding a crowd of people. If you've ever wanted to feed a crowd, I want to invite you along for the ride and show you how we do this once a month for our community. I'll give you the recipe and the shopping list for this cook at the end, so don't worry about taking notes. Just follow along as my team of volunteers and I feed a crowd. If you followed the channel in the past few months, you know that we installed a Grilla Grills outdoor kitchen at the church to help us cook for this crew. Today we have the Grilla Primates set up for gas grilling and the Grilla Kong charcoal grill set up for direct charcoal grilling. We're cooking over medium-high heat today to keep things moving since we have 120 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs on the menu. This outdoor kitchen has become a real asset here, and our team of volunteers have trained to know how to put it to work. If you haven't cooked for a crowd before, there's a couple of things I want to point out that are of supreme importance: safety and sanitation. Safety is first, and since we're working with a volunteer team, I set up all of the propane tanks and charcoal before the rest of the team arrived. For the chopping stations, we're only letting experienced people grab the knives and work at those stations, but if we have beginners, they're using no-cut gloves and nitriles to make sure that we don't have any contamination or any kind of accident. For those who are food professionals, we're letting them do what they do best. We're using ThermalWorks thermopins to keep track of internal temperatures on the chicken, both on and off the grill. I know you probably know this, but safety of our volunteers and of our guests is first priority. Here's the game plan. To serve this many people quickly, everything comes down to flow. We're prepping, cooking, chopping, saucing, and serving in stages, and our team members all have an assigned role that we train them on. First, we have to get the chicken seasoned, and I'm just using a basic taco seasoning in a dredge shaker jar. Our goal is to get some flavor on the chicken that will caramelize on the grill, so just shake it like a Polaroid picture for a light to medium coat on all pieces. We've had the grills running so they're hot and ready to go, and the first thing everyone wants to do is overload these grills since we're on a clock. Overloading, though, slows down the cooking process, so just space things out and let the heat come up around each piece. I've taught the guys to keep the chicken flipping. About every 60 seconds, they're flipping this chicken over and moving it around the grill as needed. If there's a hot spot, they're utilizing it to push pieces that are further behind, and cooler spots they're using for pieces that are ahead. When these chicken thighs hit 170 degrees internal, we're pulling them off and they go into a chafing pan where carryover temperature will take them to 175 and beyond. We're using chicken thighs because they are so forgiving and they do great even when they're taken up to like 195 or 200. They hold well in sauce and they're a great choice for large events. Here's the question of the day. If you were cooking for a large group, what style of food would you create? Are you going with something grilled or maybe Italian? How about Chinese? What would be your go-to? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'm going to surf through the comments to look for ideas for future cooks for us. While the chicken is being grilled, we have volunteers ready inside at a couple of cutting boards staged to chop our chicken. The chicken will be chopped and mixed with sauce in a full pan, and the sauce will go on the stove so it's ready. Here's the sauce recipe we're going to use. It's 4 cups of honey to 3 cups of Cholula hot sauce. If you want it more spicy, dial up that Cholula. If you want it more sweet, just increase the amount of honey. All you have to do is heat those ingredients on the stove, stirring with a whisk until it comes together as a sauce. Keeping this sauce hot will help keep the chicken temperature in the safe zone above 140 degrees and keep this chicken juicy as it's held in our hot box warmer until it's time for service. Before the pans go into the warmer, I cover each with a layer of plastic wrap and foil to help keep that heat in. Hey, if you're getting value, be sure to like and subscribe if you want more videos just like this one. We decided to take things to another level by making our own pico de gallo since we have some skilled chefs on our volunteer team. Chef Matthew worked to make something way better than what I could have bought in a jar at Sam's Club or any other local store. And it's the special touches like this that can really help take a catering job like this one from ordinary to something special. While the outdoor kitchen and the prep kitchen are in a flurry of activity, my friend Lisa and her team are out here prepping the serving buffet and topping stations. We use chafers with sternos to help keep things hot while they're on the buffet. And in today's case, there are only two things that we're keeping warm: the tortillas and the chicken. To warm the tortillas, we just place them on full trays, added a spray of water across them, covered them with plastic wrap, and let the warmer bring some softness to each tortilla. If there's one thing that's important to get right when you're serving 350 people in only 30 minutes of serving time, it's the flow of the service line. Each person walks through and gets 2 flour tortillas loaded with chicken in a 3-pound paper boat. We have servers who are loading the boats and have them ready when people walk through the line, keeping things moving. For the toppings bar, kids can go down either side of the table and have access to the same toppings. For any of the toppings that can take a long time or need portion control, we have a volunteer there to help. This month, it's the guacamole that costs a good amount and it's hard to spread, and the fresh pico, so we have a volunteer helping with those for anyone who wants them. Drinks are bottles of water in ice coolers, which are an easy grab and go, and it helps keep costs down. I'm sure if you're like me, you're wondering how much all of this costs to pull together. We shopped this to feed 350 people, 2 tacos apiece, with about 15% extra in case we had more than we planned for. And we also want to feed the volunteers who help pull it off. The cost of ingredients for this event comes in right around $750 to feed 350 people. So if you do the math per person, this comes out to about $214 per person served. I don't know any restaurant that will cater this kind of food for barely over $2 per person, let alone the quality of what we've made here. The lesson I want you to take away is that if you've ever thought about cooking for a crowd, you don't have to overcomplicate it. Pick a recipe that scales well, build your serving flow, and gather some friends, or other parents and grandparents in this case, and just make it fun. There's nothing like seeing the smiles on kids' faces, and even the grown-ups too, when they come to an event with free food and they don't just get one topping cold pizza that's been sitting around for 2 hours. It's how we invest in our community, and if you're doing the same or want to, leave us a comment down below and let us know. There's more to come in our Cooking for a Crowd series, and I can't wait to share with you some of the things that we have in store. I'm David. These are just a few of the team of volunteers that help pull off sweet and spicy Cholula Chicken Tacos for 350 people. I want to say thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you on the next one.